Osmi He Guru Gyanadadinabando Swanandadata Karunaika Sindo Vrindavana Sinayita Vadai Rusida Radha Pranaya Pracharo. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki, Shri Harinam Mahamantra ki, Shri Harinam Prabhu ki. Avantika, harmonium. Piano, Monisha, kartals. For all the kartal players, for the Hare Krishna singers, for the Hare Krishna dancers, for everybody in Mountain View, everybody in America, all over the world. God Premanande! Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo. So there's let's go. The holy name just keeps going. There's a great secret to success in life that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us. It's easy to overlook it, but within the utterance of Trinadapi Sunichena, it's actually the key that unlocks our devotional service and our being able to rest on our eternal Sanatan nature. Everything good comes from that. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suggested it just after he said, Durdaivam idrishami hadrini nanu ragaha. I can't get any bhav. As Bhuvaneshwar Prabhu used to say to me all the time in Vrindavan. He'd come up to me, Mangalarti, he goes, I can't get no bhav. So if you can't get no bhav, then practice humility. And one of the very practical ways, so we hear that a lot. What is it? No, it's interesting. What did he say? He's a character. So one of the very practical ways is to not expect anything. In expecting something, which means in the realm of entitlement, that I deserve something, I'm expecting something to come to me. When I have that mood, then it's very difficult to be humble. So part of humility is that I'm not expecting anything. It's like if there's a humble person that comes into the room and you see that they don't expect anything. You can feel the difference between somebody who comes in, it's like, hey, I'm here. Somebody who's not expecting it, to anyone who's not expecting anything, everything is a gift. Everything comes as something unexpected. And in the Gita, Krishna says, Yadrichcha labha santushto. Try to be satisfied with things that come of their own accord. And if they come of their own accord, you're not expecting them. And we can't be grateful if we're expecting certain things. Like, I deserve it, I'm expecting it to come. So I was just thinking about it this morning on my walk. If you could try it just for 10 seconds or 10 minutes or an hour or a day or maybe a year or maybe for Kartik. Don't expect anything. Just feel everything, whatever comes to me. Of course, it doesn't mean you don't do anything. You do your duty, but don't think that I have anything coming in return. I deserve something that comes back. I just do it selflessly. It's one of the instructions Krishna gives in the Gita, where he says that do your duty, don't be detached from your duty, but at the same time, don't expect any reward from it. It's very counterintuitive to the way oftentimes I get on a track and I work hard, I expect a certain result. If I don't get it, like sometimes a sports team loses and then they lament about it for years afterwards. Yeah, I was on the 1 yard line. I could have just made it. Everyone expects something here in the material world. So if you're somebody who doesn't expect anything, Krishna says in the 12th chapter of the Gita, one is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities. And if you're not dependent on anyone, or because you're not expecting anything, then you'll be happy. Things will come as manna. What is manna? Let me look it up. Gita is pretty fast. I think it's just M-A-N-A. Maybe it's M-A-N-N-A. Which is it? Do you know, aren't you? N-N? M-A-N-N. Go ahead. And an A at the end. Like manna from heaven. Just need a mic. Okay, we have 3 mics now. It's because one of the 3 other mics. Ramananda Saka, I think you have an assistant.
Manna is an unexpected benefit or spiritual nourishment, especially the Eucharist.
Hey, that's pretty good. Spiritual nourishment. And say it again. Unexpected, right?
Unexpected benefit or spiritual nourishment.
Yeah, so if I think, I don't expect anything, I'm just a humble servant, whatever comes is manna. Comes to us as spiritual nourishment. And somebody who's really attuned to that takes everything as, okay, just 1 per customer though. Or let's just share a few realizations of your Kartik so far. Any impressions, like anything that's struck you that kind of, these impressions are really important to take in. See if you can get a trade in. Okay, go ahead.
You were just saying about not expecting, Prabhu. I mean, I was just thinking that that is the most difficult thing I have in all these years of my Krishna consciousness. I think it takes a long time to not expect anything. I don't know if I have come there yet, but at least I recognize as soon as I expect something in my mind. I remember what Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, you have to take a chappal and hit it, How long will you be expecting this? Can you stop that now?
Well, you can just try it. It's not like it has to be a huge sea change in your life, but just test it out for like 30 days for the rest of Kartik and see how it goes.
It's gotten better, and I just meant to say that it...
No, I mean starting now.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
I'll try it too. Yes, 1, 2, and put a mic over here for Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I think the impression which I got, the Mother Ashtakam which you have sang here in the temple. So today, when I was driving, actually, in the daytime, I kept it on in my car. So, because Ramananda Saka Prabhu has put special speaker arrangements, it was just like, I just feel like I want even a Avantika not to be in the car, I can play it at a higher pitch by myself. It's so, you can listen each and every beat. I think more importantly, it's almost like not a 7 or 10 minutes. Now, Mother Ashtakam, it is like almost 45 minutes one, so one can have a good ride from here to home without even thinking where you're going. So you can be memorized by the tune, the mood, everything. So we are really grateful and I think overly happy that we were able to sing when you were here. So but a little bit sadness that you are leaving tomorrow. So.
I am too.
Sorry.
Now I noticed it also. Ramananda Saka's Prabhu has been tinkering with the sound, and have you heard it? The recordings are nice because you get the audience, and then with the drum mic'd up now, of course it's a little booming. You have to be careful, but it's for the recording. It sounds really nice, especially you guys. I mean, you're amazing. So. See, that's new up there. Because what we noticed was that during the kirtans, you'd hear the singer, but you couldn't hear the response, right? So now it's much nicer, the singing response. And the flute was, I was listening today, it's really nice. It's like a mela. Everything's going on at once. I couldn't stop listening to it because the sound was so nice, but it's really a rarefied atmosphere at Damodarashtakam. It's the ultimate yagya with everyone together offering lamps. I think it's just beautiful. Prabhu, welcome. Why don't you introduce him to everybody, Balaram?
Hare Krishna. This is Karthik from Atlanta.
Hey! Karthik came.
So he's part of the Atlanta youth over there, originally from South Africa, so he has a little accent. He's been doing some wonderful service during the past year, especially in COVID, and it's really special to have him visit ISV, and he's also very happy that he's over here. So
Harival, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Just a realization during this most auspicious month is that a lot of the time, many devotees, not just to myself, but to many others in Atlanta, would complain that there's not enough for them to be absorbed in. But one thing that I quickly learned in this month, especially with so many programs, festivals, kirtans happening, is that one only needs to endeavor and make the endeavor consistently to truly be able to dive deep into Krishna consciousness and all the wonderful things that's available. So if you're not making that endeavor consistently every day, obviously you're not going to find it. But if you make that endeavor, there's a vast array of everything, whether it's kirtan, classes, association, it's all there.
Harival. Recently, Kaustuba Prabhu, an old friend of mine, came out and we drove up together near Kula Drove. And we went to that chant camp up in Mundell Springs. We had a long time to talk. And so he has that program, Wisdom of the Sages. And there are a confluence of fortunate happenings that allowed it to grow to where it is. But when I was talking to him, he said, what's the distinguishing feature of that is that it's every day. So pursuant of what you were just saying, Kartik Prabhu, is if you're not getting a taste with something that's completely spiritual and that is full of juice, then do it harder, not less. So, the consistency of something, and we feel it during Kartik when we have the opportunity to lean in and have something every day, twice a day, then you start feeling it more and you see, wow, actually I could come alive in a major way. So it's indicative of what the goal of life is, which is to really make that your priority. Everything else goes on. Enlightened engagement with whatever else you're doing, but the hearing and chanting becomes more and more prominent, and that's what makes life better. Not just better, but perfect. Did the mic go somewhere? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. I had two realizations. Should I...
Yes, please.
Okay, so the first thing I was reflecting on recently was I was remembering an old, I was just sitting in my room and I was remembering an old conversation I had with Hari Parshad Prabhu, and I was thinking about something similar as to what Karthik was mentioning about absorption in Krishna consciousness, and how during this month with the readings happening every week and me using my time more wisely, it's been a more absorbing experience. And I was thinking about that verse you quote a lot, Maharaj, about how tatra laulyam api mulyam ekalam, how the only price to be paid for pure devotional service is an intense greed to have it, and how that greed is really situated in associating with those who have greed. And Prabhupada gives the example of how if one wants to become an expert drunkard, they should associate with those who are really good at getting drunk. So I was thinking about that conversation I had very fondly with Prabhu, because I was thinking about how I was once telling him about some things that were going on in my life, and he was this feeling of aloofness that I get from very advanced devotees, of how aloof they are from the material world because they're so absorbed in their service, is something I got the impression of from him, because he was so, his entire life is just Srimad Bhagavatam and what the acharyas have written, and he that's all he talks about, that's all he wants to talk about. And I remember coming out of that conversation with him, it isn't something I do much, in the sense of I don't really talk to, I'm a big like Gramikatha lover, so after that conversation I felt like, wow, I don't want to stop doing this. And it was just it was the first time I ever felt this sense of like, or not the first time, but like this renewal of this sort of like I need to have whatever this devotee is having, because they're clearly so happy all of the time. And just on top of that, the appreciation that came from how this process that the acharyas have given us to reach this stage of being completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness is such a joyful process. Of how I was thinking about so many other spiritual processes are there when people have to spend so much money to do pujas and study so hard, engage in complete gyan, and they achieve something far lesser out of all of this effort that they're putting in. But we're here singing Damodar Ashtakam and happily dancing in front of Krishna, and by the mercy of the great acharyas before us, we're able to get something that even great munis and yogis have endeavored for so many lifetimes and still not gotten, and that too in only one lifetime. So it's like what did I do to deserve this? I'm so unworthy of this, but I'll try to take advantage of it as much as I can.
Those are those impressions where one feels in an instant that this is really nice, I wish I could do this a lot or all the time, are priceless. Because we know then, Vishaya vinivartante niraharasudehina rasavarjam rasopyasya, then there's a higher taste. And it can come just in little drops, but we know it's there. In fact, it's mentioned by Narada Muni in the 5th chapter of the 1st canto of the Bhagavatam, when he says that once somebody has had that taste, even if they try to get away later, they'll be haunted by it. They keep remembering, yeah, but that was nice. And this isn't so nice. Because there's nothing really nice in the material world. It's all really a fake out. You get there and it's like, but there's nothing really here. It's going to start later. Like you go to somebody's house and you're starving hungry and they're going to feed you, but you hear the pots banging around. And maybe they bring out a few celery sticks. But that's it. And like, you don't want to ask, but like, were you going to feed us or... But it never comes. As that Prahlad Maharaj also said, Kutrashisha Shruti Sukham Mrigatrishni Rupa. It's just a mirage. And he's saying, where is it? Never comes. You never quit it. But if you get it from Damodar Ashtakam or from walking in the Dham, and there's just one section, you feel it coming through your feet, shooting up into your heart, and you just know it's real. That's priceless. It's a higher taste. And that taste only increases as one continues in the process of devotional service, especially throughout a lifetime, because it's important to go through whatever you have to go through in this world and live your life and compare it. We were talking about this the other day, right? This comparison is mentioned in the Sri Ishapanishad that vidyam cha vidyam cha yas. Anyone give us an approximate translation? Yes.
One who can learn the process of nescience and knowledge side by side can transcend this material world and obtain the blessings of immortality.
Sadhu, sadhu. So it's a foregone conclusion that you're going to have to do your duty in the material world. There's no shirking that. So you do it, but you continue to get these impressions. You get them from your daily japa. You get them from doing your seva. You get them from association with devotees who are actually interested in Krishna consciousness. And then, from all the different angles. There's 64 items of devotional service, as if that wasn't enough. And we can be really absorbed and put ourselves in that position. And so you get those two things side by side, and then you come to a very clear decision that there's nothing better than Krishna consciousness. It's just what I want. I like Vrindavan. I like Mayapur. I like Puri. I like chanting japa. I like the devotees. What else? Say a few more likes. Let's name a few. Okay, pass the mic around because then we want to hear them specifically. Go ahead. What's one? Prashadam. Okay. Is that what you said? All right. It's a great day for it, Ekadashi, right? Okay, what else? A couple more. Pass the mic, yes. And by the way, you win the award for costumes on Halloween. I thought I was in Vrindavan when I came in. I was thinking of
Cleaning the temple?
Oh yeah, that's sweet. Keep going. Everyone take one.
Distributing prashadam?
Haribo.
The smell of the incense.
Yes.
Associating with devotees.
Nice.
Damodar Ashtakam.
Damodar ki jai.
Mangalartis.
Mangalartik. How about the Holy Dham?
Yes.
Puri, right? Yeah. Okay.
Spiritual youth circle.
What is it?
Spiritual youth circle.
Spiritual youth circle, yeah.
Srimad Bhagavatam.
What about it?
Reading it and trying to understand it.
Could be anything about it, but nice.
Youth jam.
Youth jam, Haribo.
Love associating with devotees.
Jai.
24-hour kirtan.
24-hour kirtan. Give it to Balaram up here. And we got Nitai Nimai.
Wait, what?
Madunga. You love Madunga.
Yeah, Mridanga, yeah.
I was getting a ride home once last year, 2 years ago. What was it, 10 years ago? And Balaram's in the back seat playing the Madunga because he's so attached to Balaram, the Madunga. Nitai.
Distributing books.
Yeah. That's an all-encompassing life experience, isn't it? Yes.
Singing for Krishna.
Singing, yeah. And you sang really nicely the other night at the Harinam. You rocked the place. You and your brother together. Haribo. Okay, 5 more.
Cooking for the deities.
Cooking for the deities. Give to Madhava.
Offering lamp to Krishna.
Offering a lamp to Krishna. Okay.
Making garlands for Krishna.
Yeah, making garlands, yeah.
Kirtan.
Kirtan. A couple more.
I was also going to say cleaning the temple.
Yeah, cleaning the temple. You like it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's so satisfying. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did it with all his associates regularly.
Introducing new people to Krishna consciousness.
Nice.
Attending festivals.
Festivals. Give it to Bai. Bai, what do you got?
Tulsi Puja.
Tulsi Puja. Haribo.
I would say books and clean temple.
Distribute books, clean temple. Well-rounded devotee.
One could be serving prasadam.
Serving prasadam, sweet.
Discussing Bhagavatam.
Discussing Bhagavatam.
Kirtan.
Kirtan, okay. At first I thought you said cake, but that would have been okay too. That reminds me once when I first got the Siri. You know Siri, right? Don't say it too loud, she'll start talking. But I remember I said, just for fun, I said, Hari Bowl. And she wrote back, Honey Bowl. I thought, yeah, you're pretty smart. I didn't know you were a devotee. Okay, a couple more. Washing the pots? Yeah, that's the ultimate.
Kirtan?
Kirtan, yes. That's the Yuga Dharma.
Harinam on the streets.
Oh, yeah, it's special because you're distributing it.
Hearing Krishna's pastimes.
Hearing Krishna pastimes, Haribol.
Listening to your lectures.
Cleaning temple.
Cleaning temple, man after my own heart. Anybody else? Didn't get a chance?
Meditating on the form of the Lord.
Meditating on the form of God. Okay. Nirkulu, what do you got?
Coming to the temple.
Coming to the temple? Nice. Haribol.
Festivals.
Festivals. More festivals. Right? Did you say? You said. Yeah. Okay. Bhakti Krishna.
Yeah. Traveling Sankirtan.
Traveling Sankirtan.
Cooking for Krishna and the devotees.
Haribol. I volunteer.
The feeling of being protected by Krishna always.
Wow, nice.
Mangalarti.
Haribol.
Reading chapter 8 from Bhagavad Gita.
Haribol.
Prasadam distribution.
Haribol.
Kirtan.
Kirtan.
Listening kirtans and dancing.
Jai. Haribol. Anybody didn't go?
Srila Prabhupada's books.
Srila Prabhupada's books. Haribol.
I think meeting new people and introducing them to Krishna consciousness.
Nice. Haribol. You do so nicely at it too. Distributing prasadam or honoring prasadam? Okay, I'll volunteer for that too, to receive. Thank you, Prabhu.
Distributing books in festivals.
Haribol.
Make japa great again.
Make japa great again. So we have very little time because everyone's got to go home or drive back to Timbuktu. So we'll just sing one more song before we go. Because I was thinking about this song today. Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nach Re Amar Man. Actually, this is an amazing song because it's saying, "Oh my mind, please dance. Oh my mind, please dance. Oh my mind, please dance." And that's just what we've been talking about, is when we're happily engaged in Krishna consciousness, it's natural. We're not performing some austerity where we have to control the mind. We just want to be there. You want to be there with the kirtan going on, offerings, prasadam, all the devotees, and then it stays in your mind, and so your mind dances. So then he says that Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, the most merciful, Lord Nityananda took a beating from Jagai Madai, or from Madai, and then he kept giving him love for God. And then he says that normally there's aparads considered in chanting Hare Krishna. But in the chanting of Nitai and Gaur, there's no consideration. Vichara. tonai. They don't consider it at all any offense. Just give love of God no matter what. Then he says that if you can get the anurag, like a taste for chanting the holy name, then your life is perfect. And if you don't get it, then your life is a waste. Pretty straightforward. And then he said, all this is possible by the mercy of Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachriyar Marman Nachriyar Marman Nachriyar Marman Nachriyar Marman Nachriyar Marman Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachriyar Marman Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachriyar Marman Nachriyar Marman Nachriyar Marman Nachriyar Marman Nachriyar Marman Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachriyar Marman Doyal Tonai Hai Doyal Tonai Hai Mon Doyal Tonai Hai Mar Ke Prema De Mon Doyal Tonai Hai Mar Ke Prema De Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachriyar Marman Nachriyar Marman Nachriyar Marman Nachriyar Marman Nachriyar Marman Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachriyar Marman Ore aparada dure jabe pabe premadan Ore aparada dure jabe pabe premadan Vichar tonai hai Vichar tonai hai Oh name aparad vichar tonai hai Oh name aparad vichar tonai hai Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachriyar Marman Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachriyar Marman Nachriyar Marman Nachriyar Marman Nachriyar Marman Nachriyar Marman Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachriyar Marman Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachriyar Marman Kakun Krishna namne ruche habe tuche be bandhan Kakun Krishna name ruchi habe guchite bandhan. Anurakto habe Anurakto habe Krishna name Anurakto habe Krishna name Anurakto habe Thakon anayase sapal habe jivera jivan. Jivanto mitche hai, Jivanto mitche hai, Krishna rati bina Jivanto mitche hai. Krishna rati bina Jivanto mitche hai. Jaya Gita Chaitanya Joya Gita Chaitanya Devi Nakshayamanam. Nakshayamanam, 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 Nakshayamanam. Joya Gita Chaitanya Devi Nakshayamanam. Chaitanya Prabhu Nakshayamanam. Eshe Vrindavane Radha Shame Bhave Darshan. Eshe Vrindavane Radha Shame Bhave Darshan. Everybody in the world has to align themselves somewhere. But Kaviraj Goswami says, please study the nature of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how munificent he is, and what he has to offer. And decide for yourself whether or not you should align yourself with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone else you align yourself with anywhere in the universe, material or spiritual, according to Prabodhananda Saraswati, cannot give you what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives. And he's giving it to everyone open-handedly. And anyone who comes in contact with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this age of Kali Yuga and simply says, I'm your humble servant, please engage me in your service. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will engage that person and take him or her back home, back to Godhead, to the biggest kirtan you've ever seen. So all the devotees who hear about this all over the world, they've come to this planet just to find out about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in the next 5 years, we have to expand our outreach to bring more people into the Kirtan party, distribute more books than we ever thought was conceivable, and develop a humble attitude. And most of all, we have to call out to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's manifested right here in Mountain View. Dhameshwara Mahaprabhu, all the way from Navadvip, his hometown, and he's here in Silicon Valley. And all we have to do is call out, Gaur Kripa Hole Hey! 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 Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Premanande, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki, Shri Harinam Mahamantra ki, Shri Harinam Prabhu ki, Shri Kartik Vrat ki, Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaur Hari Bol. Chaitanya bole, Nach Re Amar Man, Doyal Nitai, Chaitanya bole, Nach Re Amar Man. Nachri Armarman, Nachri Armarman, Nachri Armarman, Nachri Armarman. Nachri Armarman, Nachri Armarman. Go Premanande. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya They look like the Hare Krishna movement. We've got break fast cookies. Don't eat these cookies. They're not Ekadashi. But you could save them for tomorrow. Put them under your pillow. We can distribute them. Other plastics? Okay. The chair.